over the basics of JavaScript functions. Think of a JavaScript function as a block of code that you can then call throughout your program. You'll see down here I have a function named startGame. So when you write out a function, you first start it with the word function, then followed by the name of that function, and you surround the different statements within your function by an opening curly bracket and an ending curly bracket. So here, this is a very basic function that is going to just pop up an alert. Let's test that. You'll see here I have a button that's calling my start game function within the onClick event. Okay, so that ran my function and that function displayed a pop-up. You can also pass parameters to functions and then do different things with those parameters. So you'll see it here in my start game function. I am now passing it a param of 1. And then I'm using that passed parameter in another alert. And now over here in my start game, what I can do is pass the start game function any data that I want. So right now I'm going to pass it 1. So what will happen is it will pass this value of 1 to this parameter, and then it will use that parameter, which will be 1, here in my alert. Let's test that out. Okay, it's first still displaying that first alert, and then now it's displaying my second alert. I am on level 1, which was the parameter that I passed up here. I can change that to 2, and you'll see it's now displaying that that 2 parameter that I passed it. And you could pass a function multiple parameters. So let's pass it a second parameter of 5. And then let's display a third pop-up. So now my onClick event is going to call my start game function. It's passing it 2 different parameters. The first parameter is the number 2, the second parameter is the number 5. And let's just remove this alert to save us a little time. And now it's going to display I am on level 2. This matches up to this, and this parameter 1 then is going to display here. I want to reach level parameter. Whoops, let's put parameter 2 there. So 5 will pass to the second parameter, and then the second parameter is going to be called in my second pop-up. Let's test that. I am on level 1. I'm sorry, I'm on level 2. I want to reach level 5. You can even have multiple functions on your page or in your program, and each of these functions can be different blocks of code that do different things. So you'll see here that I added a end game function, and my end game function is going to display a game over message. And then I have another button up here that's calling my end game function. I'm not passing any parameters to this end game function because it's simply just going to display an end game message. So let's test this so you can see how you can have 2 buttons or as many different actions within your program that you want, and those different actions can call different functions. So my start game is calling my start game function, which will display my pop-ups, and those pop-ups, if you remember, are passing in parameters. And then I'm going to click my end game button, which is going to call the end game function, and that end game function is displaying a game over message. And that is a basic overview of JavaScript functions.